Hey, good chat. Man, I haven't played this game in a long time. Pretty much since I got it. Very cool. I saw it in an update, and I was like, you know what? I kind of want to play this. So I figured we're in this kind of awkward time still for another good month here, and I don't think we'll get through like the content of the game entirely. I think we can definitely get a lot of it, or at least make some progress. More progress than I've made before. I thought it'd be a fun, neat little game to try. To try out on the stream. I have played it before. But this isn't like entirely new to me. But I haven't played it in I don't even know how long. Probably like a year, maybe more than that. It's very fun though. What I remember. If you don't know what DSP is, or Dyson Sphere Program, it is kind of like a factory base building simulator kind of idea. Think of it like Factorio or Satisfactory, if you know what those games are. If you don't, I don't know what to tell you. I would say those are probably the two biggest of like this kind of game. Um, you're on a planet with a bunch of resources. You have to kind of gather resources, build automation, you get the resources to make stuff so that you can automate more stuff, so that you can make better things, so that you can automate stuff better, and so on and so forth. One of those kind of constant evolving factory simulator games or whatever. I love these. I own several of varying degrees. Automation. I've always been a big fan of these kinds of games, so I have a lot of fun with them. There's just, I don't know, this thing's like so relaxing about how they are. They're very easy to get sucked into forever, because a lot of the time you spend in these games really is just like there's always something. There's always something. Something needs to be updated, something needs to be fixed, something needs to be added. There's always something to do. That it lets me just kind of do whatever I want, really. You can always optimize your thing. I'll actually try here. We're gonna start oh, no, we'll leave the settings as default. Not necessarily. We'll pull it all the way up. Okay. Right. So if anyone wants to use the same seeds and stuff, I'll leave it. But generally speaking, I'm not gonna mess around too much with the settings. I don't know what is and is not good settings, and so I'm just gonna, we're just gonna hit it. We're just gonna punch it. We're gonna go for it. Now, I've spent most of my time playing Factorio. I know a lot about Factorio.
Welcome to the actual universe.
Thank you.
You may find it's different from our homeland.
Probably.
Should you be able to adapt to the laws of physics in a short time, I am your advisor and will help you through this mission.
Why, thank you, sir. Enter a madam? I guess it's a robot. Possibly? Actually, I don't know for sure if it's a robot. Regardless, I've mostly played Factorio. I've played a little bit of Satisfactory as well, and I enjoy both.
Everything here is yours.
Hey.
As one of Cosmo and the pioneer of the Dyson Sphere program, you will explore this cluster step by step. By using the resources here to construct the Dyson Sphere to provide energy for the center brain to maintain Homeland, starting from scratch. I have chosen a designated planet for you to start the mission, which has necessary resources for initial development. Now please drive the space capsule to the planet.
Okay. I have to like... Do I go... That's rotating. Ah, there we go. W just entered. the camera.
Now you are about to reach the designated planet.
Correct. So this game is really cool because a lot of it is... all the worlds are, like, actually spherical. Which is one of the neat things about this, as opposed to, like, Factorio, which is, like, a top-down, flat perspective, or Satisfactory, which is kind of just a giant map. Maybe with, like, some slight curvature to it, but it's...
This is Icarus, a lightweight industrial mecha with powerful functionality. You can use the arrow keys or right-click on the destination to control its movement. In this mission, you will manipulate Icarus to travel beyond the stars and create miracles.
Thank you.
Now try to recycle the space capsule. Right-click on it to recycle.
Yep.
You can use the same operation to collect resources, such as trees, gravel, etc. In the meantime, hold down Shift and right-click to give a series of commands.
Put down some trees.
You receive several items after recycling the space capsule. Click the inventory button in the lower right corner of the screen to open the cabin to view them.
We'll just hit hydrogen fuel rods. They're gonna make me actually hit. Cool.
You can hold down mouse middle button drag to rotate the angle of view, or slide the mouse wheel to zoom in and out.
This is us. We look like a Jaeger. Like, actually, I don't know if you can change the color of your guy or not. You can. Oh, settings maybe? Gameplay? I don't know. Might be later. Let's just background of the game. What is a Dyson sphere? For those that don't know, a Dyson sphere is a theoretical physics. I think it's theoretical. It's theoretical. This idea of turning a star into a power generator.
Menu, which will be done automatically when complete any technology research.
So you can read up on that here.
Technology
Pretty cool stuff,
at
actually.
the bottom right of the screen to open the technology
Gathering
tree
resources,
and
basic
activate
operation.
a research.
Volt tack and activate the electromagnet research. So now I know what I need. An electromagnet. I believe requires a good amount of copper. As you can see, these ore deposits are finite. That was back. That was crafting. Replica. Want 10 of these bad. So we have a little bit of copper now, so we can that'll do. We can always split. The UI in this game has always been a little clunky for me. Alright, so electromagnetism is like our starting tech.
You have created a mining machine to achieve ore collecting automation. Pick it up from the inventory, or select it on Gathering of Construction menu to build it.
Go ahead. I found it. Okay. So we have a thing in our inventory. We can build a mining machine.
You can use the R key to rotate the mining machine for covering more veins. The more veins covered, the faster the ores will be gathered. If you want to ignore grid snapping, try holding down the Shift key.
That way you can get, like, really picky with it. That looks like it's covered. I want to build it. Ooh. Where's my... Okay, so my iron's up there. So I think we want to build it this way.
Insufficient required items. You can click the replicator button at the bottom right of the screen to open the panel and manually replicate these items.
Acquired item?
One of your production facilities is not powered. You need to
Yep.
keep it within the power coverage area and supply it with power facilities in order to maintain its normal works. You have done building the first power transmission facility, Tesla Tower. It can carry out short-distance wireless power transmission and expand the power supply area of the power grid. Click on it to view the current power grid information.
Go ahead and put your mind there. This is our current power grid. Build that,
Wind
and
turbine.
we have 100%
You
satisfaction.
have established your first power grid. Not all power facilities has its power supply area. Use the Tesla Tower to extend the area of the power grid.
I need to tear that down, actually. Deconstruction. I need to dismantle. This was not built. I'll put that, like, there. And then power. It needs to be close enough to actually, like, power. Close enough. Oops, there. There we go. Okay, now we're powered. Oh wow, they added milestones to this game since the last time I played. That's really cool. Anything for it, or is it just... It's just like... It's generating power now. Now we're producing copper ore. Our next big thing is going to probably getting the iron ore up as well. Go ahead. Free. To get them out of the... I'm mining iron. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Also, you can jump. So you just saw. I don't remember if it's where tutorial. Alright. So we'll pull up the fabricator here. Actually, I guess we'll pull up the research. To be able to create a mining. Also, upgrades we can get now. Create our mecha core. Gives us more energy that we can use. Universe exploration. Our panel. I see at the bottom. That's our energy. We require fuel. Ah! Oh wow. So cool. You can make your own. Oh my god. Create armor. Oh wow, that is. Oh geez, okay, yeah, that is like really. Okay. You can get like really detailed with this stuff. That's so cool. I'm not gonna mess around. That's really, really cool. Looks like you might need materials to do this way. But we can at least update our color scheme. Gonna fall apart. Oh my god, that's the... Okay. Oh yeah, this is all like the frame. That makes sense. So if I wanted to change the color, let's say I wanted our main color to be... Make it like a... Or actually, no, let's make it like a black. Right, and then we can make our axe. That'll be better. A very saturated. like that. Or stuff. A lighter gray so it doesn't blend quite as hard. Visor color. I've always been a big fan of yellow. Using like a bright almost red makes sense. This is, I think, our chest. Let's just use that work? No, it did. Armor specular, so this is like highlight. We'll have our specular. Let's have it be a very and metal spec. That will make. I think that makes color. There we go. Go ahead and apply that. All we did is change our color, but I like black and red. A hint of blue in there. That's cool. Yeah. So there's the fuel chamber. We run on full fuel. Jeez, I can't speak today. So we need to make sure we are giving ourselves fuel. That's where a lot of the stuff's gonna come into play. We'll do that all the time. Oh, there we go. Yeah, buildings. Okay, so if I want to make one of these, which I do, produce one of these, and I lack resources. Having it faces that. So that'll get that out. Need another Tesla tower. So if I go to buildings, we can say we need Tesla tower and craft one. Available items inventory. The Tesla tower. And just like that, we are now making iron. Or iron ore and copper. Right? Obviously, you know, slowly. It is still being produced. And that's always the first is making stuff to begin with. So next big thing we're going to want to do is probably research. Right, we're going to want to research probably into a basic logistic system. That way we can do stuff. So we'll go ahead, we'll make 10 of these. 10 of these. Right, we want the logistic system because it'll let us transport items. And then we're going to want a smelter so we don't have to constantly smelting all of this. The next up is auto crafting, so we can automatically craft stuff. You'll also notice the speed of this goes up or down depending on certain factors. Not a whole lot for me to do, so I'm just gonna try not to do too much. I want to avoid using as much power as possible. There's no real reason to blow our. I'm not speedrunning or anything, so I don't need to think about that. This looks a lot darker than I thought it would. I might actually go and update it again. Make it a little bit less dark. We can turn on the detailed display to see stuff. I like having all those on. So now we have belts, we have sorters, and we have storage.
You have received the sorter and the conveyor belt, which can achieve full automation now. Use the conveyor belt to transport the piled up ores from the mining machine, and the sorter can deliver the ores from the conveyor belt to the smelter for automatic smelting.
I don't have a smelter. Nice. I don't got a smelter yet. I'm working on that. That's next. Next up is smelter. So we need to fabricate a bunch of stuff. So this is kind of the beginning of a lot of these games. It's pretty slow. Right, it's a lot of just setup more than anything. Right, kind of just manually checking stuff, making sure we're good, and some more power. I'm gonna move that one. I just didn't like. I want it to be on.
Energy is required in all mecha activities. If it is depleted, the activities will be restricted. You can click the mecha panel button at the bottom right of the screen to open the mecha panel and resupply fuel into the fuel chamber.
Bio there. It'll help us keep our energy up. Do you inherently generate energy while you're not doing things? Obviously, because I'm crafting and researching, I have to spend with the energy usage. But now, like, if I were to pull all the slowly be generating stuff, if I actually just grab and pull it on, right, lack of fuel, but you'll see it is technically going. Just very, very slow. There are multiple spots. You can kind of just... It technically, I don't think... Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, but if you want to have multiple fuel sources in there. Now we have smelters. So this is... Now we get to deal with a lot of... Now we get to start getting into a lot of the gritty stuff. So we're gonna go this up to the going here out a couple of trees here. Start making a bit of a smelting area. Hey, achievement.
You built a smelter, which can smelt basic materials, such as iron ingots and copper ingots automatically. While you want to make the raw materials and products get in and out of it autonomously, you need to use sorters and conveyor belts.
We will have belts run here. Those are our in belts. And I don't know if I want to do out belts. Right, we got lack item open more, which is fine. We're gonna be kind of sitting kind of it. Just a bunch. Actually, we should probably get the iron up and running. It's further away, so that's not too bad. Yeah, because I told it to make them all at one time. So that's for research. Basic assembly processor is probably what we want next. We can like really begin some of the stuff. So we'll get into that research in a moment. I think. A lot of the early stuff is really just, you know, make sure you're doing something right. Set yourself up for success in the future, but you're going to spend a lot of time just like a milestone panel. I guess it's the stats panel. Yeah, and a couple of them. Automation. I don't know where the don't underestimate. Oh, under the achievement. There we go. Oh, okay. So the milestones and achievements are different. Okay. You know, upon second thought, we'll just have the copper come out like that. Right? Like, that makes sense, I feel like. Now, obviously, power is an issue here. So Tesla towers. I should probably make like and iron, I think we're gonna have come up just to the left. I know you can't see my mouth, but keep up some wood chopping space going. I believe you can have builds go up and down. Yeah. But I don't think I necessarily want to like build her. I don't have to, right? I can always just do that. That actually is completely. Those are Tesla towers. Need belts. I mean, we do. Still getting used to the hot game. A bit jank. That looks like that's for could be.
You have a building without recipe set. Please set the recipe you want. After selecting the recipe, you can use the less than key to copy the recipe and the greater than key to paste the next building that needs to set the same recipe. After selecting the recipe, you can use the less than key to copy the recipe and the greater than key to paste the next building that needs to set the same recipe.
I believe this inherently uses the highest tier fuel first. Okay, so these are basically inserters. So these produce. Our power supply is not quite. Go ahead. 3 more of these guys. Also, we need to make smelters. Iron going. But basically now we're making copper plate. I don't need to worry about automatically that anymore. Bump up copper beans. Gotta get the ores. I don't remember how smart this game is about resource limits and stuff. Let me do some plans. So this is copper out. That's copper plates out. We can then pull iron. Tell me. Look at these. We're gonna have to move stuff around later. Most likely. It's usually how it goes with these kinds of games. You usually just build a bunch of stuff and then kind of deal with it here. closer. Take the iron out of it. So if you go to the research, right, there's also upgrades. There's other upgrades too. Speed. Increase your movement speed, increase your inventory. Communication. Oh, construction drones. More of those. A lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. A lot to research. It is mostly going to probably just be basic setup, getting everyone, like all the basic resources, getting some of the basics down, and maybe some of our first steps towards research. It's gonna be a lot of just like bonus stuff, bunch more build.
When putting a conveyor belt, all you need to do is determine the starting point and the end point of it. In addition, use the up arrow key to lift up one level, and use the down arrow key to drop down one level after the conveyor belt is lifted. Press keypad 0 to reset the construction height of the conveyor belt to the ground. If you don't want the conveyor belt to be attached to the building, you can try holding down the shift key.
Decrease it. All that stuff. Which is very helpful. Made two of them. That is fine. That in line. Is that in line? That is.
You can now click the planet thumbnail button
very
in
much
the
not
lower
in line.
left corner of the screen, or press the M key to try the planet view mode.
Planet view. So this tells you all the resources on your planet.
In the planet view mode, you can hold down the middle mouse button drag, rotate the angle of view, and hold down the right mouse button, drag to roll the angle of view. Press N key to point to the front to the North Pole. In the planet view mode, slide the mouse wheel to enter the star map mode.
The star map. So we can see our galaxy. So we know there's another planet over here. It's got resources. There's a planet over here. It has resources. We don't quite know what those resources are, but we know that it has. This is our sun. Or no, that's a planet. That's a planet. Are we on a moon? Icarus, a moon? That's our star. And that has no resource. Yeah, looks like Icarus might technically be a moon. Orbiting another planet. Still. Not Icarus, sorry. Menket 2. That's that. We'll bring it back to here. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna tell it here in this one. Now, I do remember there's a lot of stuff that I have to make game. I'll just like there's like smelting is like a big thing and a lot and that's kind of going to finish very quickly. Especially with how basic our power group is. If 6 turbines, our power is probably not even close. Oh no, actually it is satisfied. We'll see how much that changes. I don't know. Nothing. Start point, end point. Maybe more sorters. My one. And this is more just plan. This is just that's the way. Or not. There. Want that to be our output. I'm not going to set up the outputs yet because I don't want to do that. We have stores fast. There doesn't seem to be a reason. lot of what we're doing here is just waiting under. Alright, we'll just manually take for now. Drones are done. There we go. Right. We have automated copper and iron, two most basic resources. So let's get automation. Basic assembler. So we need some gears, and we need one of these doodads. We're gonna need more, but you know what these are here for, right? These are way faster than me because they are going to work constant. I am not. Plus now I don't have to smelt anything. I just grab the plates. Done. So for now, give me some fuel so I can keep going. Now we're researching. Then after that, I'm going to make a bunch. Iron's currently very limiting for us. Now we have, oh, I keep doing that. Okay. Jeez, so much copper. So now we have automated, crafting. Assembly machine ones. Come over here. Have it kind of go. We'll have it go up, I think. So it's like some. A bunch. And then I'll grab all that stuff, and we can be making belts. And then, I mean, this is kind of the loop of all these kinds of games, right? It's just a lot of force management. So if we come to here, right, we can make our magnet coils, we can make our gears, we can make circuit boards, but we can also make machinery. There's obviously plenty here to do. We're going to need gears, we're going to need circuits. Those are going to take iron and copper. This takes magnets and copper. Those for things. Right now, let's focus on getting belts. I would say that's probably the first major hurdle. Any of these kinds. Go ahead, we'll do that. R to change path. Go ahead and pull it F and build another assembly machine.
The sorter is a transportation connector of cargoes between facilities. It will automatically transport them as long as the supply facility and the receiving facility are bridged.
Do this. Now we have iron being turned into gears automatically at about 30 some a minute. Our power is a little offline, but we're not like fully good. That's okay. Actually, I want to tear that. Oops, take the whole thing down, but that's fine. Because I wanted to do that. Well, actually, no. I guess it's okay. We'll just do it this way. I guess that was to have. Need another sorter. I need a lot of sorters, actually. So I'm doing what Factorio would love to call a bus. I don't know how good it is in this game. I'm kind of mostly using Factorio knowledge to get through the opening here. I technically have like seen people do like the better ways to open the game, but I don't remember any of them. So we're just gonna do it old-fashioned. But we're gonna go ahead and connect those up and then connect that in. And the big thing you want to pay attention to is speeds. Right? How many are we pulling in? This thing can do... I don't know how many? It can do stuff. Watermark ones. Which you can filter them so that this only takes iron ore or whatever. But that's if you're doing like multi-belt stuff. Soon. Right, but now we're making these. Obviously is good, but we don't want them there. Right? We should have a storage box. But that expensive. I don't have one made. Make one. Making a storage container is always useful. Place our next there.
You built a storage, which can be used to store cargo.
You built a
You
storage.
can manually store or use the sorter to automatically stock the cargo.
And now it will automatically store all of our belts into this box. So we can always have our belts. It'll make just a whole bunch. And we can set it to limit the resources. I think maybe like 6 stacks. Probably fine now. So next stage, we want to get a little bit more. Obviously, we have resources here, which kind of creates an awkward situation for us. Or it almost might be better for us to pull this stuff out this way, out to the right, and then up. To stay away from all the coal here. That's what this is. Hey. But that's fun. Magnets also take copper ore. That's the thing, is like we need like 2 or 3 different things that use copper. Need to get stone. Glass is certainly enough. Where is our stone? We should have like nodes. Might be, I guess it could be copper. Planet. Unknown amount of stone. That stone, that is. We have stone here. That's stone there. Stone. That's a nearby copper vein, or coal vein, sorry. Coal vein here. Iron and copper. Yeah, you know, some nearby resources and stuff. But as you can see, while I did all that, we made a bunch of belts. So now we have a bunch of belts. So next step, I think, is going to be getting sorters, which are going to take these, which are going to just copper iron. So we'll go ahead and I need 2 assemblers for that. Bunch of these. Plants real quick. Okay, but we should, you know, we're not using up too many resources. If we go to the production tab, we can see that we're producing way more than stuff, which is always good. That's kind of what you want it to be. You never really want to be consuming more than you can produce. Bad thing. We'll leave a bit of a gap. And now I basically never need to worry about this. That's gonna be there. Put it in here. Because this will be making circuits. Now, realistically, we'd probably want the circuits and the gears have their own like dedicated belt system in the factory here. I'm not gonna do that right now. I might do a little bit of looking up of like some somewhat optimal, like a decent up or something like that to do. We have all of the basics here. But I feel like a lot of the fun of these games is just kind of in figuring it out, you know? I don't think I need the copper to go far. That's fine. What I do need is I do need... Oh, that's too far? Really? I thought these... Interesting. Okay, well, tear that down then. That'll make sorters. Didn't need the copper for it. That's okay though. These drones take basically as long as it takes them to get to the research or the location. The closer you are to what you're trying to build, the better. Our power's all over the place. Oh yeah, because we don't have any iron ore, so... But we'll go ahead and we will do the same thing we did before. Right, build the box. Export into box. This one we're going to limit down to like max. We don't need just enough to get. Okay. So we need to upgrade our power. Our power sucks, right? We are barely making power satisfaction. Like, we need more power. To get more power, we're gonna need some. We're gonna need some iron. We're gonna need some. Because we need to make magnets. I'm not currently making magnets. Probably should be, but I am not. It shouldn't be too hard for us to set up a magnet here. That stuff's probably a little close, but we don't need the magnet. It's not that big a deal. We're making some magnets stuff. But magnets are used quite a bit, mostly for magnetic coils. Those are used in a lot of the like power-based use magnetic coils, but also like mining machines use them. Smelters use them. That's obviously, you know, obviously important. I think electromagnetic fix is probably next one, because that requires electromagnetics. Requires electromagnetics. Fluid requires electromagnetic. Yeah, everything requires electromagnetic. So this is our next major step. Actually, go ahead and get that rolling. Not a whole lot we can do with it right now, but get it going. So power. Kind of stuck with these crappy solar wind generators, wind turbines, where they are. They're not very, they don't generate a lot. What I mean by that. Obviously, as you can see, there's a few spots where we need like foundation. We don't have that yet, so go ahead and build that over there. Hopefully that should satisfy our power. It will. We've researched electromagnetic matrix. Will give us our first matrix lab, which I'll put down. This thing requires power, and then we can feed it.
Matrix Lab. You can use it to make super matrices or research technologies that require them to unlock. The super matrices are the source code of the center brain for maintaining the homeworld. You can upload as many super matrices to the center brain as possible. You can be benefit to unlock more actual world technologies by operating the homeworld simultaneously.
Well said, AI man. Yeah, a lot of it is, it's essentially, if you've played Factory, right, it's science packs. It'll make you science packs. Interesting. Didn't even know Discord sent push notifications that someone was streaming in a server, but apparently it does. Yeah, it's essentially the, like, it makes science pack. Is what those cubes are. So our factory is running, albeit this is kind of filling up a lot, which is good. Right now, it might actually not be a bad idea for us to make boxes of this stuff, but I'm not going to do that yet. If I go into the tech tree, where is... Found it. Can I just make it right now? I don't think so. I think I need to research it. No. It's not under solar collection, so that might not be bad to get. It's another power source. That one we can't do yet. Oh, there it is. So that requires steel smelting. It requires steel. So a lot of basically everything we need to get now is logistics 2 will give us actual splitters, sorters, graphic monitor. That's kind of cool. And I grab that. Vertical construction is kind of interesting. Neat. Veins utilization is obviously. I'm actually gonna really quickly do the back upgrade. It's just more power for us, so we don't have to sit here burning off as much, I guess. I mean, technically, this burning it just as frequent. Now we have a much larger cap, and I'm gonna spend a little bit of stone stock to help out of that, because it looks like all of our stone veins are kind of far away, which is fine. Alright, so I think our next big step is actually probably going to be getting magnet. So I don't know if I want to. I don't remember. I do. I don't remember if I could like do that or not. I think I'll just reroute that one. We don't want to reroute. I've gained 40 more. Mega Jewel. Mega Jewel? Yeah, I believe that's Mega Jewel. Yeah. Our manufacturer is moving. And we're making easily more product than. Right, but. Dyson sphere. Program. Yeah, I guess blueprint. Oh, there's a whole website for it there. Filter for factories. Thing. I wonder if there's like a, starting bases, parts 1 through C, or A through C. Starter mall, basic. I love it. Alright. I copy this. How does this work? Oh, I feel like learn blueprint. Oh. It's gonna be in upgrades. Oh, alright. We're making because this is worth it, in fairness. This is actually worth it. To get early on. I wasn't sure if I wanted to use a lot of blueprints or not, but I don't necessarily know enough about this game to not blueprints, if that makes sense. Honestly, too, that's probably more than all. Hey, look at this. Like, we have over 250 of these. We have 600. We're good for a lot of our basic. Oh, that's honestly. I'm actually gonna limit that to 1. I think 200 is more than we're gonna use anytime. This thing down to 5 is probably. And for those that don't know, right, the reason why you would want to limit the amount of resources you're making is just purely for that's happening. It's so that you're not overusing resources, essentially, right? We don't need to be wasting iron or copper on... Like, I don't need to be wasting iron on belts when I have more belts than I'll ever use, right? So why spend the iron? So I think the next thing I want to get is... I want to get... probably the assembling machines automated, right? That's something I can automate. So, to start with that, we're going to need some new belt. What I'm actually going to... Right? Now, unfortunately, this one's kind of off. That's okay. That should help that out. Let me get some gears moving. I only get the 1 output here. That is too far. Okay. We can always just make it not that big of a deal. It's technically not correct. It wouldn't be the end of the... Oh my god. No, I'm not. Like a bunch of... Alright. We don't need coal yet because we don't have anything that uses coal. Right? Like if we went to technologies here, if we had like thermal power, that uses coal. Which we probably want to get that as our next our next research, I would say. Either that or improve logistics. Just because improved logistics gives us a lot of options. High efficiency logistics is just faster stuff, bigger storage. Planetary logistics, actually, and everything after that. But a lot of this stuff is just, more of the same. Generally speaking. Construction, go ahead. Space. That's what this game's all about. We're kind of in that stage of it where, like, this is just what the game is. A lot of this. Just a lot of identifying what we need and or want, and how we can get there. Right? What resources do I need, and how can I make them? How can I automate it? How can I get it be a consistent thing that I have? We don't need this. I was like storing them for the research. How was it coming this way? I was coming this way for something. I don't remember what it was. Must not have been important. Sorry. I know, like, the screen's being very messy because I'm not quite sure how I want to do stuff. Power. I can now use blueprints. Seems like I can now import blueprints. Now we can, like, if I want to, like, not really cheat, but if I want to import someone's blueprint, I can do that now. I might do. It just makes my life easier. Well, this is just waiting on me. I might actually want 2 inserters on these gears. Think about it. How far away they are. That might be. I think I might twice as fast because it needs a lot of them. 8. I want twice. And so a lot of this game's, like, stuff is planning. It's a lot of planning. Empty loop. Paste that and save change. How do I use this? Okay. Like, if I wanted to use it. Oh, that's it. Okay. This is all, like, smelting arrays. We'll probably rotate. Yep. That's going this way. Okay. So I'm just gonna make a couple of blueprints here. Gonna probably kind of like constantly shift between tabs. That's okay. Okay. These ones specifically are from the Dutch Actuary on the Dyson Sphere Blueprint website. Very nice. There's a lot of interesting stuff in here. I mean, this is like early game stuff, so I don't know how much of it is actually in here. These are just like very early game basic stuff, starting bases and stuff. Yes. What does this make? Contract. I want to tear down this whole blueprint here because I'm not entirely sure what we're making here with it. Use a blueprint though. Those are very, very, very handy. Definitely, don't be afraid to use blueprints. I think some people might think it's like cheating or whatnot, but trust me, as someone who's played Factorio, you want to use your blueprints. If you don't, you're just shooting yourself in the foot for no reason. Absolutely no reason to not be using blueprints. Let's do that. That one there. And then I will actually dismantle all this stuff. Go ahead and blow up our factory. I'm gonna need to make some more. Bunch more. This is something I probably should be doing automatically. I don't have the resource. Okay. Your iron. So iron comes in. Pulling up all the wrong menu. Iron comes in up here. Copper. The copper, yeah, copper's coming in here. A little awkward. That is okay. Because we can just kind of do one of these numbers. I don't know why it built like that, but that's fine. It's kind of jank, but honestly, I'm here for it. I'm down for some jank. I'm gonna dismantle that so I can move it pretty here. A little bit more sense. Crafting. Okay. It's coming. There's just a lot to make is all. I think this also needs to be iron ore. Yeah, because that's magnet production. Okay. So we can actually just come over here now and dismantle everything. I'm gonna leave the boxes for now, just because I don't want to have to do that. I don't want to deal with picking that stuff up. Well, I say and then pick it all up and need more power. I think there's something in my. It is fuel. It goes on. I was say, I'm pretty sure it uses the highest quality fuel we have available. So this is obviously, it's very compact, probably highly efficient. Better than I would have made. Though I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to go about getting the other iron ore. I guess we can worry about that later. So I'm gonna want to give myself a little bit of space, like we're going this way. So I'm gonna want a little bit of space for just belt management. But if I had to take a wild guess, that's output belt, middle here. Those are definitely input. The right side. I'm not sure of what. You. What are you inputting from? I think it's missing. Okay, so this is copper here. Whatever kind of building. Going to. That one's copper in. This looks like it's magnet. Yeah, because that's an output, and that's going to go in there for the magnet stuff. And then... Sure. That's an output. That's an input, and this is an input. So this is iron, this... That is not iron. Both of those are iron, and then the other ones are output. Okay. Yeah, the ones hidden in the boxes are the output. That would make sense. So this actually should... Alright, well now that I have made sense of it, it'll be a lot easier to deconstruct and build. I know we just spent all that time building it. Welcome to these games. This is what you do. Now that I've made sense of it, I can kind of actually just plop it like this. Needs to be... No, that's right. I mean, even be like that. It can over... I'll just put it right next to each other. And then all I have to do is... Oh. There we go. Dump some resources off some of the machines here. Like, I have a salt. Bunch of work. Tearing everything down. There we go. Good. Yeah, that's the ore in. That's the magnet out. Then these boxes. Good. Copy this to the other side, because for whatever reason the blueprint did. Iron in copper. And that should start. How's our power? Oh, it did. Not great. Honest. I'm not a big fan of location here, but that's okay. And this is magnet. And that. Put it Because we're going to have to do a little bit of belt management there. Oh, it didn't like that. Didn't like that location. Oh yeah, because I was on like a... we'll put it... I'm missing a bunch of stuff here, obviously. That's okay. It's fine. Right, so we have kind of some options with this. We can choose to do what is known as a buffer chest for here. Or we can just do what we did over here. Technically, we could also just not link the belt here and then just have an output. I'll do. What this does is this just gives us a slight backlog of very, very basic to work with. So if we just need like raw resources, have them? I don't know why that one's here. I'll be honest on that. I don't actually know why that. You do the research. Assuming those are the ones making it. Sorry, this is like the one struggle of this kind of thing. But you kind of got to figure out what the intent was of the blueprints. It's not always. Some people label them, some people don't. It is what. So sometimes you just got to figure it out. Like a couple of slabs. It looks like one of these is supposed to be, or one of the stacks is producing, the other stack is... I'm not... Which one's doing? It looks like this one's producing. This left side here, it looks like these are the ones. If you don't know how stacking buildings works, understandable. But the way that it works, essentially, is... We're gonna be crafting. I need more stuff. Do you have a close by stone deposit? I know where that's that over there. That's like our close. Actually, just put that over there. So stacking buildings, you can do it with the matrix slabs, and there's a couple of other ones you can stack. Some like the fluid stuff. It essentially makes it... It's as if they're, you know, like it'll evenly distribute amongst all of the layers. Which is obviously handy. But that's actually not that. What's that? Yeah. Bunch. I think what I'm gonna do is, rather than buffer chest it necessarily, like buffer it through the chest, I think I'm just going just have it wrap around it. So this will just get very basic research up and running. It won't get any like our actual like stuff up. If that makes sense. I don't see like any of things that we probably want to see a lot of. But need to dump off of course if we can. Let me get some iron ore into this. I need to get this up and running. I don't necessarily want to reroute it. I believe that's what's going to happen if I just first route that line to this line. But maybe we do that for right now. So that I can get, yeah. Let's just do that. we'll just reroute it for now, and then I'll build a like divider. In a moment. I'm gonna get this up. Doing a job. Get some magnets going. Yeah, so like these stack buildings here, right? So it's gonna fill the bottom one, middle one, top one. Kind these are missing. But so now we're producing stuff. Like the matrices there. We're building. Right, so we're producing, we're researching. I don't know why you picked the middle and not the bottom. I guess minor complaint there, devs. You ever see that? Maybe have blueprints build bottom to top? It's very minor, right? It literally is only an issue for me right now because we don't have all the in place. Once I get the last, it's not gonna matter, right? Because we'll have all the buildings. Obviously, these aren't going to start researching until we tell them to research. Well, it's time to research something. We need to improve logistics too in order to get that splitter. So let's get that splitter. And now we can insert in. And then we also have a belt. I guess filter them in a box if we wanted for whatever reason. But these should start. Oh. Not set to research. And now, of course, we're gonna have power problems. That's okay. Right now, I'm actually going to delete that belt. Right, so now we just let that run and research stuff. While we're waiting, we should probably... Oh my god, more power. Keeping all the wrong buttons. More of these, I guess. They're not going to necessarily help. We need to upgrade our power. Need to. We'll just establish grid, I guess. That will be established. That actually didn't. And they need us a little bit more power. Wow, we are super power. And we'll try to fix that next, I think. I'm actually... Probably don't want to worry about that soon. But it's not like a crazy amount to do right now. And then just gather some of these resources. Since we're mostly just waiting on research. That's going to be a major limiting factor. Obviously, we probably should set up what is known as a mall. Right there. Well, did I get one of those for free? We want one. So we need those. And back. And create.
Splitter with 4 directions. It can split the passing cargo or balance the cargo on multiple conveyor belts. The splitting speed depends on the conveyor belt speed. Use the tab key to switch between different styles, and click it to set priorities and filters.
That's cool. Well, there we go. Although our copper is depleting. Resources. That's the power myself. Continue to dump copper. Sick of having it on me. I mean, you know, it's good to not have it. Alright, let's get more research going. I want to get power pretty quickly here. Right, because we're having power problems, so we want to get power going quickly. So we don't have to worry about that. Go ahead. Stop the freeze here. While we wait for our power to get researched, and then we'll set up a new mining build. I don't think I want to put it right next to... I mean, on one hand I do, because that'll get rid of issues that we're going to have down, or potential issues. And by potential issues, I just mean it'll, you know, let's just do it. Right next to everything anyways, right? Keep the power supply close by. So, full power. Go ahead, we'll put it. Did we want the side with the 3? So...
A thermal power station. Such power facilities need to consume chemical energy fuels. If you wanted to generate continuous and stable power, you need to ensure a sufficient fuel supply at all times.
Thank you. I kind of assumed as much. So it currently has no fuel. Not surprising. Fueling it. It'll be well in a moment. Right, when these miners are done. Let's go ahead. I think that's a better way to go about this. Maybe we can double tap the one. Okay. Do we have anything to care about? Alright. I guess then we'll just do now. We're definitely gonna put all three in there. That should let us get our thermal power up and running. Activated thermal power station. And coal. So coal, conversion rate of 80%. As you can see, this power plant is much better. We're generating a lot more power. Actually, how much do you generate? let's go to the crafting here, right? So one of these thermals generates about 2.16 megawatts, while the wind turbine does 300 kilowatts. So what is that? That's like 3 of those, basically. No, way more than 3. Sorry. Math is hard. Maybe you can like round that to 22 or 2.2. Make them up in goodies here. Because 300 kilowatts should be a point kilowatt. Was it? I don't actually know. Regardless, it's like 8 of them roughly, right? You know, I feel like we can just click this button. Thought maybe they'd have like a breakdown of it. That's fine though. So actually, well that's. Oh, jeez. Apologies. I will actually come into here and see if I can make another one of those. I've been accidentally dumping off. We should just keep the research going, I guess. This is after wireless power towers. Yes, let's work toward environmental modification stuff. Right, because that's pretty useful. And I mean, we could also go to the upgrades too, get some upgrades, right? Mass construction upgrade, or get some more drones. And I mean, really, we can get a decent chunk of some of the. We can't get, like the motors. Some of the early ones. Actually, do that one up. Roll. I think that's all the. Well, we'll get the 2 drone ones going and afterwards, because those ones are gonna take off. Okay. Sorry, I'm seeing everything not what I need. Oops. I don't know what iron is. I know what that is. Now I can hit M, and now we can see the distribution of resources on planets. Now we know that there is.
You have unlocked the universe exploration. Now you can click the details display button in the lower right corner of the screen to open real-time distribution details of the ore veins.
I don't like the look of it, so we're not going to do it. You can see our factory here. Space. And if we actually scroll all the way out here now, right, so we can actually see if we go this one. Can't see it because, you know, we're not on it. But if we were on it, you would be. But we're learning, I guess. Now, you produce about 60 a minute. You can. That's the real question. How much is this? I don't know why our power load's so high. Oh, you know what? It's probably just the constant picking on and off of the surge that's causing it to like spike like that. Wow. 2 of these is actually not keeping up. Didn't think that would be an issue. Not gonna lie. That would be more than fine. I guess not though. I'm struggling to keep up with it, but that's interesting. So we kind of started setting up a little bit, and then I kind of tore it down for the blueprints. The next big thing we want to do here is we want to create what's called the mall. What the mall is it's basically just like an area where you build all your, where we build our belts, filters, all that. Wait, because we have our research, or if we have our resources all set up, let's go ahead and get that one's a little bit bigger there. We can get that one kind of soon. We could technically get this one now. Vertical construction we can't do yet. Vein utilization we can't do yet. Can't do it. Can technically, but I have to grab resources for it. Can't get it, and then obviously we can't get that one. We need, what do we need? One of these will unlock. You know, maybe down here. Proliferator? Something there. Energy matrices there. We get to from thermal power and plasma extract. Ah, oil. Okay. Yeah. That's going to be a thing we're going to want to deal with soon. Probably should actually get stone in here. Thinking about it. Alright, bring some stone resources up over here. How's our power doing? Actually over our look. That's... I mean, it's not. I very much... That's just like, it's kind of hard to believe. These are handling just fine, so that's good. Careful. Alright. I guess we can just make more coal gen- or thermal generator. Hey. Mass construction 2. Now, I don't want to have no resources on me. But I do want to have less. If that makes... Actually, I should stagger these. Since I'm only putting into the 2 slots anyway. So hopefully 3 of these doesn't outperform 150 a minute we're producing here. I don't think they will. Did I say how much they can do? No. Okay. I'm gonna brighten up. Like be a little bit slightly lighter. Why is that so purple? Why? Like, oh, that's like kind of purple. I think I want like the under kind of darker. Maybe the dark red's kind of cool. Unless we can just crank the saturation. It looks like blue though. Oh yeah, because the specular. Why? We pulled the saturation specular. Yeah, that's the problem. A very bright spec. Go back to. Oh, it was like it being lighter. Range as that is. There's also blueprints, right? I don't know what these are. So cool. I have to like save it. I'm assuming there's like defaults they have in the game. It looks super cool. Alright. So our power situation is not fixed, but it's better. I want to use inventory item. I don't need to. Right? Yeah, our power is like still kind of janky. I think one more would do it. Don't think about my placement. Alright. There we go. And that looks like it's keeping. That was good word production, right? See what we're consuming. Okay, we're consuming. And that should get our weight, even if we are. We should be. I don't know what to grab next. Get the all right. This, I know it's maybe a little bit short for the day, but that's actually pretty decent time to stop. Right? I mean, there's still plenty to do. Obviously, that's kind of the whole stick with these games, because there's always more to do. But I think this seems like a good place to stop. It'll allow me to do some time to like research, maybe even grab some blueprints, maybe do a little bit of work between now and tomorrow. But now we should be able to see. There's collectible fire ice, collectible hydrogen, bunch of iron, bunch of copper, silicon. They're wind engines. Not that bad. Ugh. The other two ones don't have any oceans. But this is not the only place in the galaxy. Or there are plenty of other stars later. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, this is like a good time to. Yeah. Try to do a save. We'll, I don't know what the stream. No. No. Yeah. Stream world. Save successfully. All right, and with that, jump. Go ahead and get out of here. So like I said, I'm gonna do probably some research between now and tomorrow as kind of like some of the next steps. Obviously, we want to get like a. Then we have like basic research. We want to get a ball, as they're called, as well as probably get some stone set up and maybe get some coal on the line as well. Our very basic filter array, and probably change that out at some point to figure some stuff out with that. Get more research going and try to move into kind of stage 2 with the red cubes, and kind of go from there. I already need oil. Big things we're gonna have to do sometime soon, but right now we're in a pretty good spot. Till then.